Close your eyes and imagine this. You wake up tomorrow and realize you will never die. Your heart will never stop. Your skin will never wrinkle. Your bones will never grow weak. Humanity has done the impossible. We have all become immortal overnight. Death itself has vanished. From the earth, at first, it feels like the greatest miracle in history. No more funerals, no more fear, a new golden age of mankind. But soon, that miracle would turn into the most terrifying nightmare the world has ever faced. The first moments would be chaos wrapped in celebration, people crying tears of joy, embracing loved ones, shouting in the streets. Families would no longer fear losing children. Lovers would promise eternity and mean it. Governments and religions would declare a new dawn for humanity. Imagine the headlines: Death defeated humanity, immortal. For the first time in history, everyone would feel invincible. But beneath the euphoria, a storm would already be brewing, because immortality comes with a cost so massive. It could shatter civilization itself, the first and most immediate crisis: overpopulation. Right now, Earth gains about 140 million people every year, but normally, around 60 million die. Without death, that balance disappears. Within decades, billions more would flood the planet. Cities would burst like overstuffed lungs. Food would vanish from markets. Freshwater rivers would dry to dust. Even oxygen itself could become scarce as forests are cut down to house the growing masses. Wars wouldn't be fought over politics or ideology anymore. They would be wars for food, for water, for space to breathe. Immortality wouldn't make Earth a paradise, it would turn it into a prison. But survival is only one side of the nightmare. Immortality would rip apart the meaning of life itself. Think about it. Every story we write, every dream we chase, every risk we take, it all exists because we know our time is limited. Death gives urgency to love, to art, to ambition. But now, with infinite time, why paint today when you can paint in 1,000 years? Why chase your dreams when eternity lies before you? Lovers promising forever might find that forever quickly becomes a curse, an endless repetition with no escape. Life would not feel precious anymore, it would feel endless, heavy, meaningless. And here's the darker truth: immortal doesn't mean invincible. You could still be crushed in an accident, burned in a fire, or trapped in rubble. But instead of dying, you might remain there, alive, conscious, forever suffering. A broken body that never heals, a prison of flesh with no release. Death once offered mercy. Now, mercy is gone. Immortality would not just create eternal life, it would create eternal pain. Religion would shake to its core. For thousands of years, faiths promised an afterlife, heaven, hell, reincarnation. But now, if no one dies, what happens to those beliefs? Billions would question their gods, while others would cling tighter than ever, claiming immortality itself is divine. Wars could erupt between those who see eternal life as salvation and those who see it as a curse. Humanity's soul would be at war with itself. And then comes power. Imagine dictators, kings, and tyrants who no longer die, leaders who rule for not years, not decades, but thousands of years. Democracies would wither as eternal rulers cling to thrones. Wars would no longer be short, they could last centuries, armies locked in endless battles. History itself would freeze, trapped under the weight of leaders who never step aside. Immortality would not bring equality, it would bring eternal tyranny. But perhaps the most chilling truth of all, the universe itself is not immortal. One day, our sun will expand into a red giant, burning Earth to ash. One day, galaxies will drift apart, and stars will fade. If we live forever, then we must also watch forever as the universe itself dies round us, unless humanity conquers space, unless we find a way to escape into the stars. Immortality would guarantee only one thing: that we will outlive our world, trapped in endless darkness. And yet, immortality might also be our greatest gift. Imagine centuries to learn, to explore, to create. Diseases would vanish, knowledge would explode. A single human could master every science, every art, every craft. Space exploration would no longer be a dream, but a destiny, because with eternity, even the farthest star becomes reachable. We could become gods of knowledge, architects of galaxies, creators of new worlds. Perhaps immortality would not destroy us, but force us to rise higher than ever before. So, what if humans became immortal overnight? It would not just change life, it would shatter it, rebuild it, redefine it. It would bring paradise and apocalypse in the same breath. Death gives life meaning, and without it, we may gain eternity, but lose our humanity. Because maybe the truth is this: life matters because it ends, and without endings, perhaps even forever, would feel like nothing at all.